How's it going? This is workout notation. So this is pretty much the basic numbers and words that you'll see in the majority of your workouts. So all of your workouts that you'll get, I have a specific purpose for the exercise, for the entire workout, and I have a specific stimulus that I want you to get out of it. So understanding this notation is going to allow you to preserve that stimulus for all of your workouts and the movements, giving you the most out of your workout. So let's talk about part one, reps and sets. So this is fairly simple. People just kind of get these mixed up, but reps are the amount of times you perform an exercise. So whatever I'm doing, if I'm doing squats, sit-ups, push-ups, pull-ups, let's say I'm doing 10 push-ups, that's going to be the amount of reps. If I repeat that 3 times, I would be doing 3 sets of 10. So for this example, I'm going to say I'm doing 3 sets of 8 squats. So 8 would be the amount of reps, and then 3 would be the amount of sets. All right, so you can kind of see it here, how it's written. I have sets on the left, reps on the right. So you'll see that in your workouts. And it's pretty straightforward. This is what it means, 3 sets of 8 reps. And I kind of just wrote down how it sounds like. So hope that helps in terms of getting that mixed up. A lot of people say they did like 8 reps when they actually mean they did like 3 rounds or 3 sets of a movement. So hope that clears it up. All right, next one is supersets. Pretty much what a superset is just multiple movements in a set. So here's how it's written normally. I have goblet squats and forearm planks followed by rest. So the way it's noted is A1, let's say we're doing 8 goblet squats, then A2, we're doing 30 to 45 seconds in a forearm plank. After you finish A1, A2, you're going to rest for 60 seconds. So that would actually count as one set. So once you finish A1, A2, you'll rest, and then you'll repeat until the amount of sets are complete. So even if I had, let's say I had single arm presses or something like that, I'm going to finish both sides of A1 before I move to A2. So whether or not it's a single side movement or 2 different sides of the movement, you're going to finish one complete set before moving on. All right, so that's a superset. If I had B1 and B2, it would be the same thing. I'll do A1, A2 for all of my sets, all of my rest, and then I move on to B1, B2, do the same thing. And then if I have C's, I would do the same thing. But pretty much all of the letters are connected, and that's what a superset is. Here's an example with rest in between. So I have 3 parts: goblet squats, forearm planks, and then hip switches. You don't really need to know the movement for this example, but the first part, you're going to do 1 set of goblet squats, rest for 30 seconds. Then we have forearm planks, 30 to 45 seconds. That's the work time. And then you're going to rest for 30 seconds. And then you move to A3, which is 10 hip switches. And then you rest for 60 seconds. So a longer rest on that third one. So the point of having different rest periods will give you a little bit less intensity in a specific superset. So that's why I might have some rest time, but sometimes, most of the time, I won't. So those are just different parts of what a superset is. What you do want to know is finish all of the letters, all of the same letter, before moving on to the next one. And that's it for supersets. Tempo. This one, if you understood the supersets, reps, and sets for the other parts, this one might be new to you. Tempo. So this is very important. This is the speed of an exercise. And this goes for any exercise that's not a hold. But if you're holding for a long time, I'm probably not going to write a tempo down. I'm just going to write 30-second hold. Or the movement is just going to be called like a pause squat or something like that. All right, so why would I give tempo in an exercise? So tempo builds strength safely. It allows you to use less weight when you're working out, when you're doing a movement, and it helps you learn. doing a movement slower allows you to be in the hardest part of an exercise for a longer amount of time, which will make the movement harder, but at the same time, you'll need less weight because of that. So it's great for people who are working out from home. You know who you are. It allows you to not need an extra 5 pounds for the next week. So that's why tempo is important. I really love tempo because it allows you to train with the same movement for multiple different workouts, but still changing how that movement might feel. So, tempo. This is how it's written. Goblet squats, 3 sets of 8 at 3-1-2-1 tempo. So it's a lot of numbers, and I have tempo here with the @ sign. So what does that mean? So we're going for 3 seconds down. We're going to pause at the bottom for 1 second. We're going to come up for 2 seconds. And then we're going to pause at the top for 1 second. So pretty much you see there's 4 numbers here. We're going down for the first number. We're going to pause at whatever bottom position it is. We're going up for however long it is. And then we're going to pause at the top. So this can go for any movement. But pretty much we're going down for a specific amount of time, holding at the bottom for a specific amount of time, going up, and then pausing at the top. You won't always have pauses or slower tempos for different parts of it. Maybe one movement will just have 3 seconds down, everything else is 1, for example. But these are the 4 different positions that you want to know. The numbers will always change, but yeah, that's pretty much it for tempo. Let me go over how it looks like with a little visual for you. So for tempo, you always want to start at the top of the movement. So for example, here I'm doing half kneeling presses. So I'm going to start at the top here. This is at a 3-1-2-1 tempo, by the way. So we're starting at the top, or pausing, and we're going down for 3 seconds. You can kind of see me going down. Then we're pausing at the bottom for 1 second. We're going up for 2 seconds, and then we're back at square one. We're back to square one for the 1 second pause. So let's say I'm doing 8 reps. I'm going to do that same thing. For each rep, they should all be slow, and then on the way up, they're 2 seconds. So 3-1-2-1, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds for each rep. So 7 times 8, it's going to be 56 seconds for each rep, or sorry, for each set. So that's going to be a lot of time in that pressing pattern. So that's what the benefit of tempo will be. So you're pressing for a longer time than if you just went straight up, straight down, really fast for, let's say, 10 reps. So that's a little visual. Let's say we're doing squats. If we're doing squats, it's the same exact thing. We're starting at the top. This example has 3-3-X1 tempo, so that one's a little bit different. We're pausing at the top, so starting there, we're going down for 3 seconds. We're going to pause at the bottom for 3 seconds, and then we're going to explode up. So a little bit different there, but that's what the X is going to mean. So you'll see mostly numbers, but an X for explosion, or a 0 when we're just going to move on to the next part. And that's pretty much it. So hope this helps with some basics. Look forward to more things as we go.